Hey. How you doing? Guys? Lovely, lovely, lovely to share this time with you as always. Whoop! Whoopty whoop. Okay, welcome. My daughter just had her 16th birthday. Can you believe? 16. 16. Rosemary Naughty Night. I'm the mother of a well, she's going to be 16 soon. She's not quite 16 yet, but she had her party, her sleepover, and everything. And that was yesterday. It was crazy. But I still can't quite believe that I am the mother of a 16-year-old. For goodness sake, I left the Nigeria when I was 17 to live on my own with my sister. My sister. Basically, it's like 1 year away, and oh wow, then she's capable of getting married and everything. Anyway, I'm still in some shock that I have a daughter this grown up. Anyway, welcome to this wonderful Empower experience, six figure, whatever you want to call it, that we do this in this community. Such a pleasure to have you on board. I am Rosemary Noni Knight. I am the money minister and business coach for action-oriented spiritual people who are absolutely determined to make at least six figures in their coaching, healing, course creating business by this time next year. So I support you in doing exactly that. Such a pleasure to have you on board. Today we're looking at the one rare but very essential characteristic every single six-figure business owner must absolutely have. And I want to start by quoting you this quote by Winston Churchill. Number one, to each there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered the chance to do a very special thing, unique to them and fitted to their talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds them unprepared or unqualified for that which could have been their finest hour. A lot of us are called. We are called to something more than we're currently living. We want something more than we're currently experiencing. We know that we're meant, do I dare say it, for greatness. It may seem almost crazy to say such a thing, but we know we're meant for greatness. And yet, do you shirk when the moment of decision comes? Do you dare to keep moving forward when it feels like everything is standing against you? Sometimes it's easy to look at others who have built the businesses or doing the things that you want to do, and to think to yourself, it's because they had some extra gifting, or they had some extra support, or they had money that you don't have, or they had something, or they did this or whatever. Maybe they even did something illegal to get there, or maybe they're just a scam artist and of course you can't do such things. It's easy to judge in some ways others who have reached the level that you want to reach and you haven't quite done it. But guess what the difference is for every single every single successful person? I don't even care what they're doing. The truth of the matter is every single successful person made choices that if you are not at the place where you would like to be, you haven't made those choices yet. Which is not to say that you can't. It's simply that you haven't yet demonstrated the courage it takes to be where you would like to be. But I know I'm speaking to people who have it within them to be courageous, to be that one who, when that moment, when you need to step up comes, and it may not even look like something magnificent. It might just be the choice to work with a coach. It might be the choice to advertise your business. It might be the choice to put some content on the internet, something that you're a little bit uncomfortable to say because you're worried about what your friends or family would think of you if you said it. It's those little daily, as business owners, moments that come up where you get to choose. Do I return to who I have been forever and not continually making the same choices and not getting the result that I want? Or do I make a decision to step into my discomfort, to step into what seems like a very scary place to be? And instead of saying no, or instead of making excuses for why I do not move forward, you move forward anyway. Trusting, one, you know what, we as spiritual people as well, I feel as if we have an added layer of of what should give us comfort. This knowing that we are one with the divine. This knowing that in the end everything is working out for our good. But do you live as though that is true? Or do you live as though it is just you and the world and you better just be careful? Because this is it. It's rare, this quality, and yet it's actually available to every single soul on this planet. You have a vision, you have a thing that you want to do. You have within you the ability to do it. Because I say everyone is capable of their calling. The question, and the only question, is will you choose to do it? Will you choose to keep taking that next step, even when it seems like, what the frick am I doing? Will you dare to walk by faith? Because faith, courage, kind of same thing, man. Will you dare to walk by faith when everything in your body is kind of looking at your past experience and telling you, what the heck are you about to do? Will you choose anyway to walk out of what is comfortable into what seems uncomfortable? Because that choice is being presented to all of y'all every single moment of every single day. And the question is, what choices are you making? It's easy to, yeah, as I said, look at everybody else and think somehow they had it different from you. No, it's a lie. They just made different choices. And you get the same opportunity to make those choices. You're still loved, whatever you do, you know? I like to say to people, you know what? This isn't, whether you live out your purpose or you don't live out your purpose doesn't mean anything. You know, in the grand scheme of things, you're still loved, you're still cared for, you're still, you know, the rain, you know, everything is still, in the end, it's be fine, except you will know the difference. Either you will be satisfied with your life, as in fulfilled, free, financially abundant, love drenched, all of that stuff, or you won't be. But overall, the divine will still love you. But do you want the big, amazing life? Do you want to be the one that shows the way for your children and your children's children, shows them a different path? Do you want to be the one that creates wealth that passes from you to the next generation, to the next generation after that, because you chose a different way? Because somebody has to be the way shower. Somebody has to stand up and make a different decision. Somebody has to be courageous. Will it be you? Because the actual things we need to do to grow a business are actually pretty dang simple. I don't even care what business you're in. There are simple, straightforward things that need to be done. Yeah? You decide who your target audience is. Decide who it is that you're going to be serving. You package something up. How are you going to solve their problem? You package it up as some kind of, offer. You price it well. Okay? And then once you have that in place, you know who you're serving, you have an offer that they're going to be interested in. Great. You know the problem you're solving for them. You know how you're going to get them to the result. Okay, sorted. Next, all you simply need to do is start communicating so people know that you exist in the marketplace. Okay, you start showing up in the marketplace, whether it's on social media, whether it's offline, whether it's other places on the internet, email, whatever. You start showing up and start, putting yourself out there. We did this whole thing over the last 5 days in the 5-day boot camp. And if you're coming into the accelerator, we do that stuff there. Come on, you make the marketplace aware of you. Okay. You start capturing people who are interested in what you have to offer, so you're growing your own audience. So you're not just staying on social media forever, but you're also taking people from social media who show interest in what you have to offer, and you're bringing them into your world. And when they're in your world, you're continually inviting them to take the next step with you, whether it's through personal conversations or whether it's through emails. You're educating, you're inspiring, and you're inviting them to take the next step with you. And you're doing all of this consistently. Now, that's it. That is how you grow a business. Now, how each individual person will do it will look slightly different, but not really. Because in the grand scheme of things, you need to make people aware that you exist. You need to grow an audience. You need to invite them to come and work with you. That's kind of it. That's kind of it. But the problem is this: to choose the target audience in the first place takes courage. Most people generally dither and doubt and, but I can help everyone. I don't want to limit it in case I miss this person or I miss the other person or that. So in the end, they miss every person because they haven't had the courage to actually, I'm going to, for now, until I get to my first six figures, I will pick a certain audience and I will work with this audience until I reach a certain amount. And then I will start going to other verticals, other people that I know I can help. But no, they don't have the courage to do that. To put a price, a good price on their offering. You need courage for that. Because the slightly wimpy way, guys, is to simply say, oh no, God called me to the broke and the poor and the people that cannot pay me. It's easy to say that, honey. It's easy to say that because then everybody loves you. Everybody, says you're really cool and you're not about the money. Of course, you're all about serving people and you're all about, and we just all love you. We don't pay you any money, but we love you though. It's easy to do that part. It takes courage to actually say, you know what? No, a workman deserves his pay. I am going to put a really good price on this. I'm going to stretch myself a little bit. I know it feels a little bit uncomfortable. People might not like what I'm doing. They might think that I'm whatever they might think. But you know what? I have a responsibility to the ones I'm actually called to serve, that they rise up to come and work with me. I also have a responsibility to my family and myself, that I pay my bills, that I'm able to take care of my responsibilities. That is a responsibility. In some ways, guys, success is your responsibility. It isn't just something we do that would be a nice thing to have. No, we're grown-ups here. We have responsibilities. We have people to take care of. Making a business that actually generates an income instead of just an expensive hobby, it is a responsibility. And it takes courage to live into that responsibility when everybody else around you would rather just, get a job. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you're called to something different. So it takes courage to put a great price on your offering. You can call it any kind of spiritual or whatever, because you can cloak it in, I'm really called to serve. No, it's not true. That's not why you're doing it. You're doing it because you want people to like you. That doesn't take any courage at all. And I'm asking you to step up. Not because for me. I'm asking you to step up because for you, for your family, for generations coming, for the people you're even called to serve. Step up so that they can step up too. It takes courage. It takes courage to show up in the marketplace, to communicate what you're about, to dare to say things that will get the attention of the people you're called to serve and potentially repel the people you're not called to serve, who may be very vocal about the fact that you're repelling them. Do you have the courage to be disliked? Do you have the courage to show up when you would rather hide? Do you have the courage to show up when your business isn't even making money yet? And you're wondering, do I even know what I'm doing here? And every part of you is saying, quit. But you're showing up. That takes freaking courage. It takes courage. And most people drop off if they've even got this far. But you don't have to be most people. Everyone has it within them to build the successful businesses. It's just whether they choose to or not. And it's a choice, because courage is a choice. It isn't something bestowed upon you. It's a choice. So do you have the courage, or will you use your courage in this way to communicate so that you get the attention of the people that you're here to serve? Will you grow your audience? Will you dare to start advertising your business, putting money into it, and making a commitment that money that you invest in advertising is coming back to you 10 times, 20 times, 100 times over? That you will stay in business until that money returns to you. So then because then you've made a decision inside of you that you're going to be profitable. So you're just never going to quit. So therefore, the world has to fall down and make way for you because you have decided so. It takes courage to have that kind of certainty. And it's a courage that you will choose moment after moment, because even though you make the decision right now, in the next moment, something might happen, or you'll just have a random thought and you'll be like crumbling. Oh my God, am I sure? Do I know this? I'm talking from experience, so I know. Okay. Am I sure I know what I'm doing? What's going on? Oh my God, what are my children? Oh, supposing they can't eat. And then you have to choose again. And you choose again. and you choose again, and you choose again to be courageous, to rise up even when everything inside of you is shaky, knowing that you are called to this, knowing that you've made a decision never to quit. That's the thing. That's the thing that for me, when I see lots of people avoiding the whole trying to do advertising, and yeah, you can listen to certain gurus and they're like, oh, you never need to do that. You never, whatever. Personally, I think do both the free stuff and the paid stuff. It accelerates things faster, but only if you are committed to actually make it work. If you are not committed to it, then yeah, don't waste your money. Because anyway, don't even waste your time. Your business isn't going to work. If there's a part of you that is still like, in, out, not sure. Well, you've already decided for yourself that it's not going to work. But it's not because it can't. It's simply because you haven't courageously decided, I am in this until the freaking thing works. And it's like a solid steel rod up your backside or whatever you want to call it, which is just like, I ain't quitting. I ain't going nowhere. I am in this to freaking win this. I have a call. I have a purpose that I choose to fulfill because it's a choice. All of this stuff is a choice. The divine is never going to make you do anything, and the divine does not withhold anything from you. You choose to go get it. You choose to claim it. It doesn't come landed to you. The angels aren't going to come and hand it to you just because you're nice and spiritual and you prayed. Oh, you prayed so hard. So now the heavens are going to open. You will have the occasional miracle. Absolutely, you will. But if you think that you're going to get to 6 figures just based on a few miracles here, there, and everywhere, no. You might even have a lottery win. You will probably lose it if you do not demonstrate the right amount of courage. Because, honeys, the sudden rich thing may sound attractive until you suddenly have all of these people haranguing you. And it takes courage to say no to people. Most people don't have that courage and find themselves back to square one because they didn't have the character to keep the money. To invite people to actually get on the phone with them, that is another area where you'll have to demonstrate courage. To send emails even. So like I'm talking about, I personally, if you come into my world, honey, you hear from me numerous times a day. Okay? Let's be very clear on this. You hear from me numerous times a day. If I have something to say, I'm going to be saying it numerous times. And I have to, there are times when I do have to make a choice inside of me. Are you sure you know what you're doing here, Rosemary? Aren't you just bombarding people? And then I think, you know what? For that one person or 2 people or whatever, all those people that have come to me in quiet saying, thank you for your emails. They kept me going. I will keep sending those freaking emails. And I say to some people, you need to write emails more than once a month. And they're like, oh my God, isn't that bombarding people? Are you kidding me? It takes courage to send emails. It takes courage to get people on the phone and stay in the space of discomfort about them getting to the point of working with you. It takes courage. I was talking about this in the final day of the boot camp. That space where you've mentioned your price and they're a bit shaken by it. They're not sure. And you immediately, because you're, oh no, I just want to keep you feeling good. No, it's fine. It's fine. You pay me what you can, sliding scales. Okay, what can you, tell me? It takes courage to stand firm and allow them to step up, to give them the time to step up. Some won't, that's fine. It takes courage to really make the decision, is this the time to consider a different way to work with this person or not? Instead of every time, I'm always going to, give some kind of discount, always, because it's just easier thing to do. It takes courage to make your business profitable. And if you keep discounting your services, it won't be profitable. And it takes courage to do all of this stuff consistently when everything inside of you is doubting, especially at the beginning of your business and you're growing it, you're trying to get the income in and it doesn't seem to be working. You're waking up in the morning and thinking, oh, why did I start this crazy thing, basically? And it takes courage to keep moving. It takes courage even to become successful and get lots of money for the same reason I mentioned earlier. Suddenly it's like, oh my God, there's all this money. All your uncertainty about how safe you are with money may come up and you might start spending like a crazy person, basically just trying to be the same as everybody else again. No, no, I'm too successful. Take it away. Take it away. No. Nobody ever thinks they're going to do things like that until they do. It takes courage to be in business. It takes courage to actually get to where you want to go. It's easy to complain about other people forgetting what it was like to be where you were. No, they didn't forget. They just made different choices from you. Okay? Okay? And I say this to you not to judge you because I know what it feels like to be looking at others and blah, 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 and all of that stuff. But honey, judging others and sitting in jealousy or whatever, and then moaning about the fact that they've forgotten what it was like and they should all charge you, not charge you, blah, 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 it weakens you. So you know what? It's beneath you. Stop it. Instead, look to see what choice haven't I allowed myself to make because I've been wimpy. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. It may seem like, oh, but my story is so different. It's not. But anyway, I mean, in some ways, I'm not even speaking to those that are looking for excuses. I don't want to speak to that person. I'm speaking to you, the one who knows that you're called to greatness, the one who is willing to do what it takes. You just haven't always understood how much it will take to break through to your next level. You are used to working hard. You know what it's like to work hard. You've overcome a lot of stuff already. So you know that, yeah, okay, I'm willing to do some stuff to get myself where I want to go. But you haven't really fully understood what it will be like to really fully break through to your next income level. You don't understand, in some ways, the forces practically all around us trying to keep you in your box. Whether it is family members who absolutely love you, basically, and are trying to keep you safe, or it is even people that do not like you and are trying to keep you safe, or it's just the mastermind programming that all of us have been subject to, that it's so difficult to break out of because you think that because everybody else acts this way, that is the only way to act. Those are your only choices, but it's not true. It's not. And until you have the courage to put yourself in a different environment where you're hearing things like this, where I'm calling you up to a higher place, you won't even know that you're limiting yourself. You, limitless divine being, are limiting yourself by telling yourself stories about why you cannot move forward. You can. You deserve to, but only if you will claim it. Only if you will claim it. Only if you will have the courage to keep rising up every single time you make a mistake, you don't quite get where you want to go, instead of looking for an excuse or a reason or something outside of yourself to blame, even if it is that thing's fault. You take responsibility and recognize, well, I pick myself up and I keep moving forward because my vision is worth it. I am worth it. I get to live to the fullness of my potential. I am worth it. And when you really think about what you're worried about or scared about, it's really your own feelings. So somebody says something about you or somebody thinks something about you, it's not actually hurting you, is it? All you're worried about is how you're going to feel when somebody said something, or when you make a mistake and you do something that didn't work. It's actually what you're worried about is how you're going to feel if you fail or if you make a mistake. It's a feeling, okay? Because nothing actually has changed. So when I'm calling you to courage, I need you to understand that all I'm calling you to is keep taking the next step. Just keep doing the next thing. If you need support, get it. Have the courage to invest in getting support, so that if you are not feeling very clear and able to make clear decisions because you are afraid or whatever, you have someone to ask. So I'm feeling this, but I know I need to take the next step. What is my next step? I can't see it at the moment because all I can see is fear. Because this walk, this journey we're on, it's not that you need to be fearless ever. You don't ever have to be fearless. It would be nice to never feel afraid, but the chances are you're doing something completely new. You're doing whatever you're doing, the chances are it's something new to you. So there's going to be an element of stretching, of becoming more, and that is stretching you. And so you're going to feel some fear, but the fear does not need to stop you. This is where the faith comes in. All that stuff you've been shouting about at church, if you're a church going person, this is your moment. Are you going to stay the course? Anything that is trying to keep you off your course, no matter how reasonable that thing is, needs to be questioned. Or more to the point, needs to be ignored and take the next step. Because as I said, all you're worried about is how you're going to feel if this happened, or how you feel now that this did happen. But it's a feeling. It's not actually a real thing. Nobody's coming to attack you and beat you up. No one's going to take you to jail if you happen to take out credit and you are not able to pay it back yet. No, not what's going to happen? Unless you're like, you decide to borrow from a hitman or something, which I think most of us probably are not going to do that, but have no access to hitmen that we're aware of anyway. So, so for the most part, that's not going to be our issue. But it's like for me, making my transition from being a pharmacist to being a business owner, I was scared of what people would think of me. It's like, it was nice to say, oh yeah, I'm a pharmacist. But then to say I was a coach, what is that, Rosemary? What is he doing now? What is that? What are you talking about? And then to start sharing some of my content on my personal profile and all of that, it took courage. Or singing. Oh my goodness, I did a whole lot of for me to get my guitar out to start singing when I'm supposed to be trying to help people with their businesses. What kind of craziness is that? It took courage to actually stand by what I believed, that music helps people to really get in touch with their power within them, with the divine within them, which will enable them to move forward faster. It took courage to do these things. It continually does. To come here right now and speak to you. It took courage. Okay, it gets easier because I know what I'm talking about and I've been talking about it forever and I just love to talk here. So it gets easier, but at the same time, originally, it took courage. It took courage. But really, as I said, what I'm really calling you to is just keep taking the next step. Keep taking the next step. There are going to be moments when you feel really clear and you know exactly what you need to do. You feel it, it's as if I like to call it, you've left the underground, you've got onto your throne, you have this moment of pure clarity. Either you need to work with this person or you need to make sure that this is the vision you're working towards, this is the audience you're trying to find, this is where you're going to find them, and you get clear. And those moments, you write down everything. But when you get dragged back into the nonsense, it can feel like, I don't remember it, I don't even know why I thought that was a good idea, blah, blah, blah. You have to go back to those moments. And remember, what was the decision you made then? Not now that you're afraid. Then, in that moment of pure bliss, and you were making decisions about, this is what I'm going to do in my life. This is what I'm called to. I just know it. Maybe you were at church and you were, really worshiping and you got this real deep sense of, this is the next thing for me. But then you came back home and you forgot how you felt, or you're trying to, no, I'm sure I was just emotional. Nah, that's not reasonable for me to do. Who said anything about any of our journey is reasonable? If we were just going to do the reasonable things, most of us will go to the grave having never really truly lived. So no, sometimes what you're being called to do is not reasonable. I still remember Divine asking me to pay out $35,000 to a coach. Everybody else was being told to pay 10% for tithing, and I was hearing the Divine saying, pay $35,000 to that coach. What now? It did not seem reasonable. My husband suddenly thought I was crazy. So basically, but we're called to walk by faith. We're called to walk by faith, which in other words is courage, honeys. It's courage. The courage to no longer live by your past experience, because obviously the choices you made from your past experience have got you to a place where you don't want to be. So you need new ideas. You need to take new actions. Those actions that you've been hearing maybe in the bottom of your recesses of your mind that you don't want to listen to because they're scary. That is what the divine is calling you to. If you actually want what you say you want. No, it's not always going to feel easy at the beginning. The easy life comes later. When you've had the courage to claim it and create it. So, that rare but essential characteristics that every six-figure business owner must have is courage. 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 Are you determined to actually create a six-figure business? Are you willing to just keep taking the next step, no matter how long it takes? Because yeah, sometimes you go slow because your fear is kind of mostly winning out, but every so often you have this moment of courage, and so you do something, and then you go retreat into fear, and then you do something. This is the whole start stop thing. It just takes forever. So it would be better if you've made the commitment, just keep committed, keep deciding again and again and again that I will keep moving forward. But have you decided? Really decided? Because I like to tell people, it's almost like there's two decisions we as spiritual people need to make. That's probably a lot more. But in terms of getting a six-figure business, spiritual business, or to become a six-figure spiritual business owner, there's two decisions you need to make. One, to live in your purpose, which is an easy one for most people to make. Yeah, of course, I'm going to live my purpose. I'm going to follow my calling. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. But have you also decided to make money at it? Because both of those choices take courage. But to do those choices together, even more courage, particularly for spiritual people, because there's a part of you that thinks I shouldn't be talking about money. Oh no, I shouldn't talk about money. It's just about changing people's lives and making a difference. It is about that. And it's also about making money for yourself and your family, because you know what? All these changing people's lives, you are a person. Change your own life. Okay? Make a difference to yourself and your family as well as the whole world. Okay? Instead of just thinking, oh, I need to change the world. But what of you? How many spiritual business owners do I speak to who have made the decision to live in their purpose, but never made the courageous decision to make money because they're worried about what people will say about them, worried about what they will judge themselves for, because they haven't done the internal work of sorting that out. But that's a different story. For now, courage. And listen, if you are determined, if you are actually committed, even if you don't know how, because the first and foremost, the decision comes before you figure out the hows or how you're going to get there, or the methodology or the strategy or whatever. First, you decide. Which is what I said, advertising your business. You decide that you're going to make it work. And so therefore, it doesn't matter how much you invest in your business, because you're going to get that money back. Come hell or high water. You have decided. It's the same with this. You decide, I am going to make six figures or more as a coach or a healer or a course creator, if you're coming to work with me, at least, basically. Okay? Have you made that decision? Because if you have, then maybe we need to have a conversation, you and I, in the six-figure spiritual business consultation. The link is probably around this video. It's in my bio. Because I'm calling out to deliberate millionaires. Let me tell you who we are. Ultimately, we are action-oriented spiritual people. We are called to change lives. We are called to make a difference. And we choose to do that. And we choose to do it whilst making money. The deliberate millionaire is someone, you're the coach, you're the healer, you're the course creator. Whether you're just beginning or you've been doing it for a while and not quite reached that six-figure level. But you're decided that you're going to. You are determined to reach six figures. You're done with messing around. This time next year, you have decided it's a done deal. And I really do mean committed. You're not talking nonsense, wimpy spiritualese about not being motivated by money, whereas everything you do, let's not even go there. With all the people that say to me they're not motivated by money, I look at their lives and it's like everything you do is because of money, or all the things you can't do is because of money. And you tell me you're not motivated by money? Yeah, right. So we don't say such things in this community. We understand that money is God's love materialized. We're not ashamed of saying this is what we want. We want to make a lot of money and we're willing to do what it takes to create that because we know our hearts are genuine. We intend to give people great service whilst also changing our own lives. And there's nothing wrong with that. We lean deeply on the divine. We're not afraid of that side of things either. We don't think it's either God or money. We realize we can have both. So why choose? Basically, after all, again, money is simply God's love materialized. I really listened to that statement because I know for me it was life-changing to actually understand what everything was. It's not even just money, everything. It's simply the divine love materialized. Everything. So why am I judging one thing as bad and the other thing as whatever? Of course, people can use it for any kind of purpose they want to, but that means nothing about me. Basically, means nothing about me. Means nothing about you. We don't shy away from financial investments because we know we're in this for the long haul. I've said this. And so we have no intention of ever giving up. So we know that whatever we invest in ourselves or in our businesses, it absolutely must return to us 100 to 1,000 times. It has to, because we're not going anywhere until it does. And even then, we keep going. We demand more from life. And we fully expect life to succumb to the force, the power of our determination. We're not those that just talk about walking by faith. We are the ones that actually freaking do it. We no longer live from our past experiences. We get intuitive wisdom from the divine. We trust it. We act on it. But we also know that purpose or intuition alone is not enough. We mix it with practical business strategy. We're determined to learn, apply very practical methods of moving our businesses forward. We don't expect money to just drop in our laps, as glorious as that may seem. And yeah, we're open to miracles, but our life is not just based on that. We know we are the miracle. We are the miracle. So we're not waiting for some other miracle out there. We show up for our lives. We're all in. We're ready to open up all kinds of channels for money to flow to us. We've always known that we're different from those around us. We stop trying to blend in. People may call us too much. Oh, you're too much. Relax. Stop. We look at them and think, we don't want your life. So no, we're moving forward. We're going after what we want with everything inside of us. Even on the days when it feels like, maybe I should just be one of those people, we immediately remember, no. I am a deliberate millionaire. I am connected to the divine. I want more out of my life, and I am creating it for myself, for my children, for my children's children. I am changing things, and I will not quit. That's who we are. That's who we are. We unapologetically own who we are. We stop trying to be what other people want us to be. No more. We're done with that. We're done with hiding. We're done with playing small. We know we're called to greatness. We know we are. We're here to make a difference on this planet in the various different industries on this planet: media, education, family, anything, religion, even, all of them. We're here to make a difference. And we are going full pelt after it. We've wasted enough time. And no longer are we willing to waste any more time. We courageously own the life that we're here to live. And yes, it will take courage. If that is you, if this resonates with you, then let's talk. RosemaryNonnyKnight.com/accelerator, or see the link in my bio if you're on Instagram. It's been a pleasure sharing this stuff with you. You have within you the ability to create whatever your vision is. It wasn't given to you to taunt you, to make you feel bad because you're not living it. No, it was given to you because you are exactly the one to bring it to life. But it takes courage to do so. You have that courage. You are one with the divine. You are limitless. Now it's time to actually live as though that's true. Wake up. Your real life is calling. Will you answer? Okay, then. We're going to leave it there for now. And if you've gone VIP or you're one of my wonderful, amazing clients, I will open up the line to you guys. So let's talk. But for the rest of you, much amazing love. Share this with someone else. There are people that need to hear this. Okay? Much amazing love. Bye.